I don't know if I want to admit this, but I think I might have just become a lib liberal. Maybe not. I don't know. I just came across a video that's talking about like food stamps and Social Security. My mom gets both. I grew up with food stamps, this and that. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of struggling recently, and I'm like, man, maybe I should like apply for some like government help. I just started thinking about it. I'm like, and then I started thinking about how big corporations, one that came to mind, I'll be honest, is Elon Musk's companies. I know he at least gets big contracts, but there's like tons of companies that get contracts. Not only that, there's tax breaks, and there's just straight up corporate welfare, like subsidies. Like here's some money for. I just read an article actually. It's from a guy named Robert Reich, and he's on Twitter. And I remember like last year, I came across him, and he's like, the thing about the liberal people, they like sometimes they're talking about some stuff, and a lot of it's like opinionated. I think he said something I was just like not agreeing with, so I was like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I used to kind of throw around the term libtard, and but then I read this article and watched this video. Well, I watched a little piece of the video, I didn't realize till I got down to the video, I saw his face. I'm like, did he write this article? Because the article was good. Sure enough, it was him. So I gave him a little bit of what do you want to call it, a hard time. Like I think it was like last year. It was on a different Twitter account. Twitter done banned my last account, so I got a new one. But I don't think I follow him on his new one. Got beard hair in my mouth. But anyway, he mentioned in the article that I think Washington State gave Boeing like $12 billion if they hired new people around the area. So like they're saying like, give you this money to help you hire people, to help employ people. And he said like the next year they got rid of like a whole bunch of workers. I don't know if it was 12 billion. Was it 12 billion? 8 billion? I don't know. Some big old number. And it was just straight up free money from the government. And so that's what I was thinking about. I'm thinking about corporate welfare, because I understand that is a thing. I'm familiar with Elon Musk and stuff he does, and I've kind of studied the business models of SpaceX, Tesla, and and even like the Boring Company. Like I understand he gets government contracts at least, and he might get subsidies and stuff. I don't know tax, but I don't know every detail, but I know he's working with the government like that, and I know like during Obama, when he first became president, $1 trillion bailout, handing literally $1 trillion to big corporations. And so when I see somebody like Robert Reich, in the article he was talking about Trump and Republicans, and he's saying you never hear them talking about corporate welfare, but you always hear them talking against like welfare for poor people. And I'm like, yeah, true. But then I see somebody like Obama, who's giving literally $1 trillion away as soon as he gets into office. And it's like, like I'm not sure this is a Republican Democrat thing. I think this is more like certain people get into office and they're either legit, honest people, or they are crooks who are robbing the treasury and handing it out to their buddies. That's what corporate welfare is, from what I understand. It's not just handing out money, and subsidies. It's also tax breaks, and it's also granting people companies contracts that can be like super overvalued. Rand Paul, for instance, he's a Republican, but he has a thing every year. I forget what he calls it, but he basically goes over like ridiculous government expenditures. I remember one of them was like a little piece of hardware, like you could buy at a hardware store for like 25 cents. I don't even remember what company it was, but they're selling it to the government for like $20 each. It was like a little screw or a bolt or something like that. It wasn't any special material like titanium or anything. It's just another way to basically rob the treasury. take money from, and here's what's really happening. You know, people are paying taxes, and the government has a credit line open in the taxpayer's name. So not only are they taking people's tax money, but they have a open credit line, $30 trillion in debt right now, and they are just handing that shit out to their buddies. Yes, they might get a little something in return. Yes, they might have a little promise to hire more people or produce this product, blah blah blah, but it is super overvalued half the time. And that's exactly what Rand Paul was calling out. So I don't think that this is a liberal, conservative thing, whatever, Democrat, Republican thing. I think it's crooked people who are robbing the treasury versus honest people who are trying to call it out, put a stop to it. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm just looking at it. I just started thinking about it because I saw this random video talking about food stamps and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, maybe I need that right now. I'm not gonna lie, I've been struggling a little bit. And really my justification in my brain is like, well, I know Elon Musk, you know, gets some type of subsidies, and really that's probably why he's the richest dude on earth right now. I'm just being honest. He owns equity in his companies. They get these huge government contracts. I don't know, they might get other subsidies, tax breaks. And the value of those companies go way up. And, you know, he owns a certain percentage, so his net worth goes up, you know, proportionally. And so I understand that. I understand that that's how he's the richest dude on earth. I'm like, you know what? He's doing it. You know what? Other companies I know are doing it. So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't feel so bad about getting a little couple dollars in food stamps or something. And then I just kind of Googled that like 5-10 minutes ago. And I'm just like, and it was just really that one article from Robert Reich. And just going over like, yeah, there's subsidies, overvalued contracts, and tax breaks, government or corporate welfare basically, from the government. And they're basically robbing the treasury. You got crooked politicians who are going in there, getting in there, who get campaign donations from these corporations, or they donate to these people's nonprofit. Like a lot of politicians have these nonprofits set up, and it seems like they're doing some type of charity. It's really just another way to put money in their pocket, tax-free, basically laundering money. So yeah, so you know, these politicians have their ways of getting that money. You know, corporations do favors, it's lobbying, whatever. Do favors for the politicians, and then the politicians turn around and give them these overvalued contracts, subsidies, and tax breaks. And it's just that's how crooked politicians rob the treasury. It's very simple, and they're freaking enriching their buddies, who again return the favor, probably before they even get in. They help them get in. And so it's really the politicians that owe them a favor. And then there's honest politicians. Honest politicians will call it out, like Rand Paul, like Robert Reich. He's not a politician, but he's like a political commentator or whatnot. And that's all it really is. I don't think it's Democrat, Republican. I think it's crooked politicians who are robbing the treasury, honest politicians who are like, this is bullshit. I'm an honest dude for the most part. And you know, it's all the people too that benefit from it, all the big corporations that lobby, whatever. And I don't know, it is kind of bullshit, you know, tax breaks for big corporations. I understood what Trump was saying when he was saying if taxes are too high, then corporations just go elsewhere, and if you lower the taxes, then they might come back. Yeah. Anyway, I just want to go with that. People behind me arguing, I can feel their vibe. I was trying to ignore it. That's what happens when you know stuff. It gets worse and worse. It feels like I got like mind them to like get this shit straight because they ain't got no self-control. But with that being said, man, I just want to go with that general. I do understand what Trump was saying. With if you lower taxes, people will come back, domesticate, whatever. Like a lot of, I think it was a Ford manufacturer was going to come back to America from Mexico, you know, because he lowered taxes, corporate taxes. I don't know. I don't know how to keep that from happening. Maybe if they leave, don't allow them to sell in the United States. You know what I mean? That'll, you know, so it'll incentivize them to stay, you know, domestic. You know, if they're not allowed to sell, it'll cut their profits so much that it's more profitable to just pay taxes. I don't know. I think the government taxes too much anyway. And then You know, it's just that they're giving all the money out like so freely, and you know, there's a, what do they call it? It's not just corporate welfare. They give what's it called, foreign aid. They just literally hand billions of dollars to other countries. It's fucking nuts. So I think all that needs to be cut. Budget needs to be slashed like dramatically. Taxation needs to be way less, and we need to freaking, you know, cut off all these parasites that we call politicians, or just robbing the treasury. You know, just rat them. You know, just whatever, root them out. You know, and hopefully, you know, if people understand this concept and we can think about it before we're voting for somebody. Consider it all in the situation. Somebody said that politicians should have like, what do they call it? Like logos of like the people that sponsor them, that donate to the campaigns and stuff, just like NASCAR. I think that wouldn't be bad. I think that should be required. And then see how they vote on certain spending bills, see how it benefits those people that donate to the campaign and stuff, and you can see it goes full circle. Robbing the treasury, robbing the taxpayers. Got an open line of credit in the taxpayer's name. Robbing the heck out of everybody. It seems pretty straightforward. I mean, I can't believe I didn't really like see it that clearly, but yeah, it's a simple article from that Robert Wright guy. Like, I understood like they give overvalued contracts. I didn't think like subsidies and then tax breaks, like, I don't know, I just didn't see it like full, all in one go like that. But there you go. And yeah, hopefully people can understand this, and then when they're voting, you know, really keep an eye out for that, and hopefully keep crooked politicians out of office that are just trying to rob the taxpayer, rob the treasury, and only get in, you know, honest, decent people, you know, that'll balance the budget, not rob the treasury, all that good stuff. And hopefully we can have a much smoother running operation, you know, in the federal government. So, all right, that's all I gotta say for now. Should be a simple video, people understand, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope you understand. Hope we can consider this when we go to the voting booths. Get good people in, get bad people out. Good stuff. I'm gonna leave it at that. Talk to you later. Peace out.